Oh, hey, man.
Hey, man.
Well, welcome back. It's been a while. I don't even know if I know the intro anymore, Mr. Christopher Guardino, the sound that runs the pound. Welcome
Welcome
to
to
this.
the Joe Rogan experience. Is that it? No. What is this?
Welcome to this week's episode of Why Wrestling, presented by SRG Universe. Only on the Facebook page and soon to be YouTube channel, owned by ourselves because we've been bought out. Why Network bought, traded, and sold. Vegas Stakes now in charge. We're free men. We're independent contractors now, Mr. Guardino.
We got WCW, baby. And I've been sitting home letting this contract run out, collecting checks, baby. And it's about to expire, and we're free agents. And we're ready to rock. And we're ready to roll. And let me tell you, I missed it. I missed talking.
It feels good. We're in the new
wrestling.
Grand Machine Studios, as you see. Work in progress, coming along very nicely. Grand Machine Studios Part 2, some would call it. Still got the sound that runs the pound. Still going to bring you trivia via the Brain Trust. And we're here to talk about one of my favorite times of the year, WrestleMania weekend, and letting you guys know that Why Wrestling will be back in 2022 for a brand new season.
You're gosh darn right it is. And it's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. It's going to be sexier. It's going to be funnier.
It's going to be longer and uncut.
Longer and uncut and cut, if that's what you're into. Literally, we'll have shorter videos, longer videos. We might let's get crazy. I don't know. We're gonna explore, man. We're explorers. It's gonna get weird.
You know, we kicked this off about a year ago, a little bit more though. At this point, we were in a lockdown situation. Weren't able to go to live shows, live wrestling. That's all going to change now. So, Chris, kick us off here on this little teaser episode of what's going to be going down at WrestleMania. It's a lot to talk about.
WrestleMania 38, which is crazy if you're a dying millennial like we are. I literally watched WrestleMania 17 the other day, and when they did the gimmick battle royal, the Iron Sheik was walking to the ring, and it's a huge ramp, and he's taking forever to get there. And Bobby the Brain Heenan, who was on comedy, is like, oh, by the time he gets there, it'll be WrestleMania 38. And it is WrestleMania 38. We are in the future.
A lot of folks want to see a callback. It would great to see Iron Sheik there.
Oh, yeah. Sheik, baby. He's the funniest person alive. But, okay. So, yes, WrestleMania 38. You said it perfectly. Weekend. It literally is a weekend. It's a week now. WrestleMania is just growing and growing. Personally, I don't like 2 days. I prefer 1 day. I've got shit to do. I think it gets a little stretched out, but that's whatever. It's 2 days. Accept it. AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas, 100,000 people twice. I don't know if they're going to sell out. Let's talk about
remind you that WWE is failing, right? I just want to remind you for all the people that WWE is dead. It's a dead product. 100,000 people shelling out is far from dead in my opinion.
I want to keep this positive. I want to keep this a positive preview with excitement because, I mean, if I wanted, I could pick apart WWE's weekly television. On a whole, it's still sloppy. It's still bad. They still do things that make you want to smash your face through a window, but it is what it is at this point. But we're going to focus on the positives. Let's talk about excitement, okay? Because I really don't know how excited I am because there's one
I could say I'm excited. You know, I'm not like blown away. I can't wait for WrestleMania, but we've had a couple of years where it's like, oh, WrestleMania is coming up. Seems a little bit lackluster. I do feel there's a lot of cool stuff on the horizon for this WrestleMania, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Not as much as some years, but I'm feeling that WrestleMania excitement, at least a little bit.
For me, the biggest thing is it's a bit of a question mark because I don't know what I'm getting. For me, it's this, baby. If we are actually getting Stone Cold Steve Austin in tights, in boots, in a vest, in an actual match, then I'm at 100. I'm at a 316 out of 100 in excitement. Stone Cold hasn't wrestled in 19 years. Do you know how I hadn't met you yet? The last time Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestled.
I find that hard to believe, but it's probably true.
That's true. March 2003. LeBron James was still in high school. Okay. He was worried about a totally different kind of finals. That's how long ago it was. So if that's actually happening, I mean, I'm at the point now where it's like, oh, but if it is just KO show. He comes out in jeans and a t-shirt, beats him up a little bit, stunner, which was still fun, which is still cool. But the way they've kind of hyped it up makes me feel like it's more from just his physical appearance. And from what you hear, he has been actually training his ass off. So I'm going to be hopeful and actually think that this is a match, that we might actually get a Stone Cold match. Or maybe it leads to a Stone Cold match. Maybe this is some sort of feeling out process. I don't think you do feeling out processes at WrestleMania, but whatever it is, I'm super excited. And if he is back, if he is actually back, if he's back for a few matches, I cannot even tell you what that means to me. Let me tell you something real quick. You want to make $1 billion? Whoever comes out of that main event with 2 belts, you have him there the next night talking the shit, and then the glass hits. Austin versus the unified whatever champion, trillions of dollars. Anyway, yeah, I'm super excited for that. Let's give Kevin Owens some goddamn props, man. We've always said how fantastic he is. I think you could argue he's the best all-around guy in WWE. And people were saying, oh, leave, go to AEW, go to AEW. You're not used properly here. This guy had a WrestleMania match last year with his best friend. And now he's going to have, at the very least, a WrestleMania segment with not only one of his childhood heroes, a living legend. And he was probably handpicked to be that guy. So Kevin,
I wonder if he said it in his like negotiation. It's like, I'll stick around, but get me a match with Stone Cold, you know?
Yeah, sure, I got your Stone Cold. So, I mean, the excitement for that is, that's your childhood, man. To see the Texas Rattlesnake for real.
It's funny to hear that.
And who knows?
That night 1 or night 2?
I believe it is night 1. I believe it is main eventing night 1, but I'm not 100% sure. Plus, it's fluid. They're changing stuff around. So I'm super excited for that. I think we should talk about the main event. The main event. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, title for title, unification. I am shocked that this is unification. I said on my podcast, no way. It's title for title. One guy will win. He'll have the belt for a couple months, and then that's it. He'll lose the other one. Apparently, this is actually unification. They're actually unifying the titles, which I think is crazy. Rumors are they're going to do that and then introduce another world title in a couple months. Who knows? But let's just talk about the match. I think Brock Lesnar is at his absolute best. I like he's
as is Roman.
As is Roman.
Yeah.
So listen, you can bitch and complain, and I understand. I know they've wrestled a lot, and really that middle is where it's rotten because the first time was great. WrestleMania 31 was great, and I think this is great. But that middle is where you got sick of it. 2018. No one wanted to see the main event.
Off the top of your head, do you know how many times that they have had a one-on-one match?
I think 6.
Can you name them?
Not a crazy amount. WrestleMania 31, SummerSlam 2018. No, SummerSlam 2018, a Saudi show in between, a Saudi show recently, and then I think this. I'm sure I'm missing. I know they had a triple threat with Dean Ambrose in 2016, but I think that's it. They were supposed to fight it day 1, and for some reason it feels like they did, but they didn't. So I can totally see how people are like, I'm sick of it. But like, this is a completely different Roman Reigns and a completely different Brock Lesnar. They're both God mode right now. We got cowboy Brock Lesnar joking around, having fun. Now, this is the biggest match they could possibly do at this WrestleMania, period. There's nothing else. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar is the biggest match they can do. So you can't fault them for that. I can kind of fault them for the trail of destruction Brock Lesnar left, basically ruining the Royal Rumble, basically ruining Elimination Chamber, just destroying Big E and, get well soon, Big E. We're big fans of Big E over here. So that you can kind of have a gripe with, but.
And Kofi.
Oh, yeah. And Kofi. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a couple of years ago, but like just this recent run, I found it a little unnecessary. 2 world titles, it's crazy. but it's the biggest match you can do. And I'm very interested because this is it. You got to pick, Vince. Who's your guy? Who is your guy? Is it Brock or is it Roman? I I feel like Roman has to win this match. Now, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. You want to switch it up, give Cowboy Brock the titles, have some fresh matches. I still think it's got to be Roman because you're on the verge of something special. He's pushing whatever it is, 600 days as champion. Then he becomes the first ever well, not the first ever, but you know what I'm saying? He's going to unify these world titles. He levels up. He levels up to something new. It now becomes something different, something fresh. He's really becoming a legend, and I still think the plan is Rock next year. So you keep him going, and he doesn't have to hold that title from now until next year. He could drop it to a cash in. He could drop it to somebody else and then regain it for The Rock, or not. Maybe The Rock costs him the title, and then it's just about hate. But that accolade of beating Brock Lesnar in the biggest match of all time is huge. And you really create a megastar. And personally, not that it should be a squash, I think he should smash him. I think he should emphatically, if that's even a real word, beat Brock Lesnar. I think he should bloody him the same way he did at WrestleMania 34. I'm not saying squash him, but I'm saying there's a moment where Roman gets in that shot or something, and he just takes advantage and he beats him bad. Gets the blood. I want to see a Titan made.
I want to agree that I think that we'll eventually get. Maybe it's wishful thinking. The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and who would have thought the hype behind it would be as good as it is now? And Roman is still on SmackDown, right?
He is, but the brand split is just
I mean,
it's a joke.
I almost want to think they want to put like more effort onto Raw because that's their like main program, and that would lead to Brock being the champion. But this is one of the reasons why I'm excited about this match is because I actually don't know who's going to win, and not in one of those bad ways where like the other person won and that made no sense. Like you could go either way, and the two of them always deliver a solid match every single time. I don't care what anybody says. This is not a match where you feel like it's gone stale. They always seem to reinvent themselves. They always seem to have a banger. I don't know what the love triangle with Paul Heyman is panning out to these days. It's been up and down.
Yeah.
See how that
and that's a huge part of it too. The whole thing with Heyman betrayal, and it's crazy. And WrestleMania 31 main event, even before Rollins got out there, that's one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. You're lying to yourself if you don't say it was exciting and hard hitting and cool. So yeah, it's a worthy main event, man. It's a worthy main event. Now, I do think this should be the last one between the two of them, at least for a while. They both need to go on and do other things because, they've been consumed with each other since SummerSlam. But I'm excited. I think Roman has to win, in my opinion. I don't think Brock really has anything to gain. He's Brock Lesnar. He's a legend, So that's that. Now, I think we need to move on to the mystery man. The mystery man for Seth freaking Rollins. Seth has been campaigning for a WrestleMania match. And again, kudos to Seth.
He tweeted out some funny stuff. Those were legit tweets, calling out a wide variety of people.
I think this. What did he do, Seth?
He Rollins? Called out Bailey and Marco Stunt, and a whole bunch of random people.
I think there's a whole card here of kind of, not the best storylines, but people just putting in the effort, really just trying their best. He's the drip god. He's had a great year.
Drip has been on fire. He's burning down the drip game, so to say. But besides that, the promo games from Seth Rollins have been on fire. He's proves time and time again.
Burns it down.
Seth Rollins sucks. This is one of the top performers in the industry. Maybe any.
You're a fool.
Yeah,
you're
guy can talk. He looks the part. He's incredibly athletic. This is a top 5 performer in the world.
So let's talk about it. Seth had no match going into Mania, which I feel like is a thing every year now. Someone has no match, they're like, I need a match. But Vince has a mystery opponent for him. Obviously,